Right, so I'm working on this 51 GMC, and I have converted my 3 on the tree to operate my TH400 transmission. I'm going to show you how it works first. So at the moment we're in park, and you can't move the stick. Lift it up, and we're in reverse. And if you just push it down, it goes all the way down to drive and then stops. Then you lift it up, and you're in low 2 and low 1. And then if you push it up, it will take you all the way up to neutral and then stop. And then you have to lift it up to get it back into park. So if you've never seen a 3 on the tree before, or know what it means, it's basically you've got your manual H pattern on the column, not on the floor. They talk about 4 on the floor, 3 on the tree. So how it would work is you'd have like a neutral position there, and then you'd lift it forward and you'd be in first there, and then you'd go up to second, and then you'd be in third there, and then reverse would be like that. That's how the 3 on the tree works, but of course we're in an automatic now, and we've got that same look as the 3 on the tree. My dad turned that nice wooden bit for me on the end there, like quite a few years ago, that's how long I've been building this truck. But I'm going to show you exactly how the mechanics of it work now. Bear in mind that I didn't know anything about detents on transmissions or how it worked. I didn't know whether the detent was in the selector. I tried all kinds of things. I bought a kit from a supplier in America, and because it's so shocking, I'm not even going to mention the supplier's name. There is, I think, one element of that still in this kit. I built on the principle of that and produced what I've got. I used my CAD skills, I used 3D printing, and part of it got sent away on an online CNC bureau. This is pretty cool, right? But what I'm going to do is I'll go through it again and show you exactly how it works, all in concert. So this is what you get when you've got a manual transmission. So this little job here had a couple of little dogs in it. This piece had an arm sticking out, and there was an arm sticking out there, and those 2 linkages went to the manual transmission. And what I've done is, this is the only arm from that kit which I actually kept, and I ended up welding it onto the shaft here just because it seemed like the best way to do it. But I've completely modified the interior of that. I'll take the lid off this and show you how exactly it works. So now you can see all 3 elements working. So you've got the control here, you've got the dog which engages in the selector in the engine bay there, and you've got the lever on the transmission. So at the moment we're in park and you can't move it down. You lift it up and we're in reverse, and you push it all the way down as far as you can, and you're in drive, and then you're in 2, and then 1, back up to neutral, and then over into park again. It really is as simple as that. I'd love to say it just came out of my brain and ended up in here. It's a lot more complicated than that. I've been working on this for years, and it took me ages to figure it out. Another guy used a bit of sheet metal. He's got a Chevrolet car. I might link that in the description. He did it when he was 16, and it works, and the principle's the same, but I've just hidden it inside the little enclosure. So you might notice there's an extra piece of equipment on the lever on the transmission. See, I know all the technical terms, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. This truck's about design and fabrication and showcasing what I can do, and I have a restless mind. When you buy a kit, or typically when someone's using a 3 on the tree conversion to automatic, you'll get a pointer bolted onto here, and you'll get a marquee in the background to show what selection you're in, park or whatever. I didn't want that, so I've used a Haltech potentiometer sensor for a TH400. That's meant for it, basically a linear potentiometer. It feeds into an Arduino, and I've got an OLED screen on my Arduino. Now, I just love this type of thing. It perfectly shows what gear you're in. It looks like it came straight out of an aircraft, and I've even put a startup screen on it. How cool is that, huh? Who doesn't need rock hard on their dashboard? If you wanted this kit, if you wanted these CNC cut parts and everything exactly like this, I wouldn't like to tell you how much it is, but if you bought a brand new I did it steering column with all this stuff built into it, you'd probably save a few £100 on just the selector. It's not so much about that, it's more about, if you don't know how to do CAD or you don't know how to do 3D printing, or you wouldn't know where to start with going to a CNC bureau, you can come to me. You know, if you've got a 3D printer and you need something designed, I can design it for you. I can take it the whole way if you like. I've designed and put into production £1,000 sundials. We've installed custom television screens all across Europe. I've been doing that since, well, for 20 years or more. It's what the passion of Rock Hard is all about. And because of the nature of our customers, a lot of this stuff doesn't end up on YouTube, but that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their privacy, right? But this is why we're building this truck. This is why it's taken me 6 years to get to where we're going. But in less than 2 weeks, in something like 12 and a half days, we're taking this GMC, which, as you can tell, isn't even nearly finished. We're going to take it to John O'Groats. That's something like 600-mile drive from here. And I'm pretty excited about that, and also shitting myself too. But I hope you come along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed the video about my selector. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. The reason I've put this together as a single video is because there's been quite a lot of feedback about it. People have direct messaged me because I put videos out previously about it. You know, it just works perfectly. It works exactly how I wanted it to. And you know what? If everything else about this build goes like that, then we'll see you on the 4th of August. All right. Anyway, later.